No, guys, I don't want to fight you, and I'm not trying to hit you, obviously. But guys, this here is so it represents our society to such a just such a crazy degree that I had to do today's broadcast. Guys, have you noticed that division in our society has become a norm? There is a underlining and undertone to our society that I don't know if many people are aware of, addressing. But today in the I Am the Possible universe, on the I Am the Possible broadcast and podcast, I want to address this idea of dualism. That's right. The good old duel. It's the good old you versus me versus you, them versus us. There is a problem in our society that I just don't know if many people are aware of, and aware of how it's impacting what's possible for your life. In the I Am the Possible universe, we want to really begin to hone in on teaching, preaching, educating, exhorting, explaining, discovering, right? Diving into two very distinct things that promote, things that produce what's possible in your life, and those things that prevent or postpone what's possible in your life. Today, on the I Am the Possible broadcast and podcast, we are going to be dealing with one of those things that continue to prevent what's possible in our lives. If you are at a place in your life where you are looking to make some forward progress, but in the areas of relationships, it seems like you just can't move forward. Partnerships, you just can't move forward. The things that you're looking to, accomplish and achieve, it just seems like you just have kind of found a spot in your life, and it just don't feel like you're moving forward. Well, I think that today's episode is going to help you out. It's going to peel back some layers. It's going to help you to understand one of the things that you may be dealing with. Many of us are. Today, we're going to address that. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Today, I have entitled this one, Destroy It or Be Destroyed by It. What am I talking about? Well, today I didn't have a lot of time to get everything that I would want prepared. So I'm not going totally off the cuff, but I want to kind of lay this thing out, right? More as a conversation, more, as a dialogue, and not so much today, a lot of PowerPoints and a lot of extra bells and whistles, but really just address this thing head on. So let me just break down for you exactly what it is that I want to do. In today's episode, I want to inspire you to begin the process of dealing with and eventually destroying the dream deflating dualistic thinking that continues to plague and prevent what's possible for you. Sometimes you just have to spell it out, and you just have to be extremely direct in your intention and what it is that you desire for the listeners or for the viewers. And so today, that's it, guys. We're going to deal with this thing called dualism, or the dualistic thinking. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but we were created for cooperation. We were created as a being, as a spirit, as a human that would work in conjunction with others, right? But we've been conditioned for this competition, the competitive consciousness, as I call it. It tends to crush the cultivation of the contribution that we've been created to make and to be in this world. Guys, I don't know if you are aware of it, but let me just bring to light a few of my biggest examples. I live out here in Southern California, right? So are you familiar with the Bloods and the Crips in our society, right? We just had our election. Are you familiar with Democrats and Republicans, right? Are you familiar with right wing, left wing? Are you familiar with, anything? Hey, Super Bowl's tomorrow, right? Bucks, chiefs. See, division has become a norm. That's the struggle of our society. We have allowed division at high levels, blacks against cops, this against that, right? It's at a high level, and then at a very minute level, those undertones, those underlining issues that we don't always address, so we don't always see as apparent showing up in our lives. But everything that I want to share with you is through this lens. This is the framework. And I don't have time to go into all of them today. We're going to only focus on one today. But whenever there is a possibility, wherever there is something that you desire to bring about, there's going to be one of two things or one of three things that's going to be required. Number one, a new revelation. Okay. If you want to go from not having this to having this, or not doing this to having, doing this, whatever the possibility is going to require a newness in the area of revelation. In other words, you're going to have an idea, an epiphany, an aha moment, a paradigm shift, right? The light bulb is going to have to come on. You're going to have to think a little differently. You're going to have to be exposed to new things, new ideas, right? And so one of the R's is a revelation. The second R is relationships. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Relationships. I don't know if you ever hear this term, self-made. I'm a self-made millionaire. I'm self-made this. I'm self-made that. The truth is there is no self-made anything. There is no self-made anything. Because number one, we all come from some source. So whatever that source is, it or they created us. And then this idea of being like a self-made millionaire, right? Coming up financially, self-made. Last time I checked, there isn't a business on this planet that doesn't have employees, business partners, stakeholders, someone else to invest in you. And so, listen, you're going to have relationships in your life in order for you to move forward on that hope or that dream. Lastly, number three, resources. You're going to need resources, whether they're tangible resources or physical tangible resources, physical, right? Physical, actual resources, or financial resources, right? Things that get wired and things that get, transferred. I always think about it as I'm looking out my front window. I always think about it like a house, right? If you're going to build a house, you're going to have a revelation. I want to build a house. That's the idea. That's the thought, right? Stephen Covey says that there's two levels of creation, one in the mind and then one in life, right? So you got your revelation. I'm going to rebuild this area in my life, right? This area in my neighborhood. So I'm going to build a house. Boom. That's the revelation. Number two, I need some relationships. I need some people in my life that I can work with. Contractors, people downtown that's going to sign off on the city permits. We're going to need people that can go through and, check the plumbing and check the electricity and things such as that. And then lastly, you're going to need some actual tangible resources. You're going to need some capital to be able to buy the land and buy the things that you need. And then you're going to also need the actual resources to actually build the physical, tangible house. So in every level of your possible, in every area of your possibilities, you moving forward, you attaining the goal, you attaining the dream, you're going to always have to have a newness in those three areas: revelation, relationship, and resources. And so how does this all tie together? Well, the problem in our society with this thing called division is what's been on my heart is that there are those of us who desire a newness, who desire to complete something in our lives. And it's waiting on the other side of a relationship that you've not deemed permissible. Check this out. This was a thought that came to me this week. The possibilities of our lives, the things that we desire, right? Those things will normally come in packages, on paths, or through people that we have deemed unpermissible, not permissible, whatever the word is. The bottom line is that some of us are stuck, and some of us are right at the brake, but we'll never break through. We're right at the helm, but we'll never break through. We're almost there, but it'll never come to pass because of this thing called dualism, this dualistic mindset. Now, what is it? The dualistic mindset, again, is always judging. It's always looking to find fault in anything that doesn't align with you. Oh, well, you think that way, so we can't do business. Oh, you're a Republican. I'm a Democrat. Oh, you're conservative. I'm progressive, right? Oh, you like the Bucks. Oh, I like the Chiefs. Oh, you like the color blue. I like the color red. Oh, you go to that grocery store. Well, I shop over here. Oh, you like that person. Well, I listen to this person. Oh, you watch that preacher on TV. Oh, well, I watch this preacher. Oh, you go to that church. Well, I go to this church. Back and forth, dueling. That's why I started with this. It's a duel, right? Now, I won't go into the exact definition, but you can look it up yourself. Dualism, dualistic thinking. Okay. All it is baseline level, right? Because we're not going to dive all the way into it today, but on a very baseline level, all it is this idea that whenever I see something, I'm going to quickly judge it and I'm going to quickly put it into a category. And if that category isn't the same category that I find myself in, then I'm going to create this little divide. It's subtle. Most things that destroy our lives are very subtle. Most things that just get in almost like contaminated water, right? You guys know some of the shows that I watch. Some of those shows that I watch, man, they have to boil the water, right? It's like Discovery Channel and stuff like that, right? They're out in the wilderness or whatever, and they have to boil the water. Well, sometimes they don't boil it enough, and it looks clear. The water looks clear, and they go to drink it, and then they get sick, right? It's because there's elements inside that water that they didn't see, that they didn't really come to be aware of. The elements are there, but they're just not aware of it. And I think that dualism works the same way. It's in there, but you're just not aware that it's in there. And you keep drinking the water, right? You keep getting sick. Your success keeps getting sick because you're dividing yourself within our society. And the very person that could be your breakthrough, the very person that could have the resources that you need, the very person that could take your revelation to the next level and break you through to that place that you really want to be in life, the very person, they're coming in a package, they're on a path that you're like, hey, I'm hands off. I don't want to do business with them. I don't want to go down that path. So help me. So let me bring you to what it is that helped me to shift this in my own personal life. It's called contemplation. Contemplation. This idea is simply the practice of pausing, understanding that the mind is going to be hardwired, understanding that the mind is going to always seek to judge, always seek to put the hammer down on something, always seek to duel and say, well, you're over there and you fit over here, and I'm going to put you in that category. The mind just wants to do that. Well, contemplation says, okay, because I know that my mind wants to go there, I'm going to back up off of it. I'm going to behold. I'm going to pause. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to think. I'm going to allow that thing that I'm watching and looking at and beholding, suspending my judgment, suspending the meaning and the narrative that I want to write, the meaning that I want to attach to it. I'm going to suspend it for a moment, and I'm going to allow that thing to work on me. What is it saying to me? What is it doing to me? And just observing things for what they really are instead of this autopilot judgment. That's what contemplation is. I was introduced to it by a mentor of mine and through a book called The Contemplative Pastor. It was just his way of thinking about the gospel and thinking about our lives as Christians and just thinking about our lives as people of faith, to not go about things as we've always gone about them, to begin to take that step back and let things impress themselves upon us, let things work on us instead of us autopilot judging other things, right? So contemplation, guys, again, today is more of like, just want to introduce some of these concepts, but you'll have to take this information and you'll have to then go out and research. You'll have to get into it and you'll have to start to look into it if it holds value for you. Okay. So our problem is divide, right? Division has become a norm. For me, the shift when I became aware of this and I began to change was when I started to practice contemplation. Okay. Now, let me kind of scroll down here real quick. As always, we want to give you a success. So how does this play out? How has this blessed me? How has this worked in my life? Well, through mentorships. Because again, we're talking about relationships. You're going to need the revelation. You're going to need the resources, but you're going to need the relationships to get you from point A to point B. You're going to have to work with somebody, and the person that you need to work with, again, may not be someone that fits the mold. They may not show up in the package. They may not show up on the path, on the road that you desire them to, right? But through contemplation, you can begin to really enter a day and really enter your life, really welcoming the possibilities, however they may come, without judging, without separation, without categorizing everyone and categorizing everything, and just letting just God's flow occur in your life, right? Someone out there, you want something desperately, and what you want, it's for you, and it wants to get to you, but it's probably in a package that you're just not receiving. Even as I'm recording this, I was a little distracted earlier. Even as I'm recording this, there was a FedEx guy, and he just came and dropped off a package. Well, what if in that package there's like $100,000? I don't know. Let's just say $100,000 they shoved into this box. And let's say I've been sitting praying, oh God, get me out of debt, or oh God, I need $100,000 for this, or I need $50,000 for that. And then the package comes, and I look at the package and I say, oh man, this is FedEx. I don't want this. And I leave it on the porch. Well, the package came. The package showed up, but it didn't come the way I thought it would, or I thought it should, or the way that I wanted it to. And so I just left it over there. The same is true of our relationships. The same is true of the things that we're desiring to have in our lives, guys. It's probably going to come in a package, on a path, and through a person that you've just, in your own mind, you just know that's off limits. That's not permissible for me, because I'm a Baptist, and you're a Catholic. I don't know, just trying to think of the ways that we just divide, right? You're a Baptist minister, but this Catholic person has the answer that you've been praying for, and you look at them and say, oh no, we can't do business, right? Or even racial lines, like in my mentorships. Guys, I've become a leader on my job, a leader in my society, a leader in the ministry, a leader on so many different levels, right? I have people that I'm mentoring, people that look to me for advice and for information. But guys, listen, my leadership mentor was, several years. I mean, several double-digit years older than me. One of our divides is, hey, I'm a millennial, I'm a Gen Xer, I'm a Gen Z, I'm all these doggone, well, I need someone my own age that can understand my issues. I need somebody my age, someone that thinks like me, that can understand my problems. Well, my story was, I didn't have anyone my age that helped me along and helped me to become a better leader. Shout out to Rusty Proctor. Right there, finances. Rusty was older than me, man. He didn't grow up where I grew up. He wasn't into the backgrounds and the things that I was a part of, but he helped me get my finances in order. A couple of days ago, I shot a video up at the park about becoming debt free. Rusty helped us put together our very first spreadsheet. Right. So we became financially strong because of someone who was out of my age group, someone that I could have easily pushed to the side and said, nah, I don't want to rock with you because you're an older guy and you don't know anything. And because I'm a this and you're a that, we possibly, you just wouldn't understand, because that's how it plays out. That's the dualism. You're like this, so I'm like this. And so we can't mesh. Ministry wise, guys, let me show you. I kind of jotted them down here. In no particular order. Rusty was finances, older gentleman. Rudy Carrasco, ministry. Rudy Carrasco, shout out to my man Rudy. A different ethnicity, right? Hispanic background, right? Again, we didn't grow up the same. We didn't come from the same streets. We didn't come from the same background. But he mentored me. He showed me what real ministry was. He showed me what real evangelism and what real, ground zero in the hood ministry, what it really meant to be amongst the people that you're serving, right? So I learned some great leadership lessons and some great ministry lessons from Rudy. Thinking about Kenichi, shout out to my man Kenichi Yoshida, and just by that, last name, right? Asian descent. But again, I'm a black man from the Midwest, right? And so what do I have in connection with someone from, Japan? I mean, where's that connection, right? But he's been my spiritual mentor, and it has walked with me, and he's with me, in this journey, and helping me to unpack some things in my life and really work through some struggles in my life. Shout out to my man Josh Guerrero, right? My mindset coach. Again, young white man, come from the military background, right? Well educated, went to Pepperdine. I mean, dude is up there, right? Mentally, and again, I'm from the streets. I'm just a young black boy from the hood type of thing. Guys, all I'm saying is that in my life, obviously, I've got some black mentors. I've got some black people in my life, obviously. Okay. But I have seen so much transformation by those that didn't look like me, sound like me. Heck, Eric Brown, right? You guys know, I wrote my new book last year. Check this out. Dedication. My dedication to my new book, guys. What does that say? Pastor Eric Brown of Pasadena Church in loving memory, right? Shout out, man, to Pastor Eric. I dedicated this book to him. What is enough? Because he told me, he showed me, he helped me understand that I was enough. Eric said 5 words to me. That's why sometimes you guys might catch a video where I say 5 words would change your life. Eric gave 5 words, man, that changed my life. I dedicated this book to him. But he was a white man who didn't grow up the way I grew up. He probably didn't have a background that I had. Guys, dualism destroys, man, and it will destroy you if you don't destroy it. What if I would have looked at Eric and said, nah, man, old white guy, man, I ain't trying to hear that. What if I would have looked at Rudy? Oh, man, this old Spanish dude, man, he ain't trying to feel me. What if I would have looked at Rusty? Oh, this old guy, come on, man, get out of here. What if I would have looked at Kenichi? Man, you from a whole different country. Bro, you ain't on my level. Where would I be today? Where would I be today? And the list goes on and on. I mean, that's just a handful, guys. I got a ton of people that don't look like me, sound like me. Guys, dualism will stop you from building and cultivating relationships that are so vital to you moving forward in life. All right, let me finish out here. Boom. All right, steps. What are the steps? My goodness, I was typing a little fast. Let me semicolon. Let me do my colons there. All right, steps. Step number 1. I don't want to bog you down this week. Step number 1. Start questioning the divide. Start questioning the divide. I found that because division has become such a norm, and we're on autopilot with our thinking, and we just subconsciously become conditioned to divide ourselves from everything and from everybody on so many different levels, that when you begin to question the divide, you will find that it has no merit. That's right, man. That division ain't got no merit. As we like to say, it has no legs to stand on. If I would have went to Eric and said, oh, man, you white guy, you ain't got no information for me. If I'd have sat down and questioned, okay, well, what's the divide? Because he's white. Okay, so the skin color means what? Oh, it means that he grew up in a different neighborhood. Okay, yeah. Oh, but that means that he was more privileged. Okay, sure, yeah. But if he's trying to help me in this area, what does all that have to do with it? Now, for those of you who are thinking, no, T, what about, people who didn't grow up the way you grew up? They really can't feel you, and I really can't feel them, and we don't speak the same language. You're right. On a lot of times that if you just don't connect, you just don't connect. I'm not telling you that you got to connect with everybody. That is not the spirit of my message today, because there are times where y'all just don't see eye to eye. You just don't connect, and there's just nothing there. What I'm addressing today is when we cut people off, when we practice dualism, we actively just cut people off at the pass. We don't even give them a chance. We unfairly, unjustly judge another person for their social attributes, the color of their skin, the money in the bank, the neighborhoods that they grew up in, who they associate. We just immediately cut people off and don't even give them a chance. That's what I'm addressing today. Now, I had a passage that I was going to share that I shared today on the podcast. So if you haven't downloaded the podcast or checked out the podcast, do that today on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. So today I shared a scripture out of John chapter 4, the Samaritan woman at the well. And I just want to summarize and just leave you with this question, guys. Okay. But number one, you want to start questioning the divide. And when you start to really sit down and question before you cut somebody off, what's the real divide here? How come they can't speak into my life? How come they can't assist me? How come we can't work together? What's really stopping me? Right? Because your possibilities might be on the other side of that relationship. So again, let me end with this. The woman at the well, Jesus meets this woman at the well, and I won't go into the entire story, but here's the key point. Jesus is a Jew. The woman is a Samaritan. Jesus says, hey, give me a drink of water. The Samaritan woman looks at Jesus and she says, hey, what's going on here? I'm a Samaritan. You're a Jew. I'm just paraphrasing. We don't get down like that. We don't even communicate. We don't associate. And then they go back and forth, and Jesus blesses her with great revelation. And Jesus blesses her with great information. And Jesus forgives her and just helps her to really get back on the right path here. Here's my point. She, like us, have allowed division to become such a norm. Go look it up. John chapter 4. John chapter 4, around maybe verse 9 or so. She was letting the social divide, the social norm of dualism and dualistic thinking. And by the way, if you've watched this all the way to the end, dualism and dualistic thinking is on so many different levels. I'm just introducing it. I'm going to continue to teach and really dive in, really dig in, right? More intricately later on. But today I just wanted to intro it. It is the dual, the divide, right? Them versus us versus them, you versus me, because of these foolish, unwritten rules in our lives. And here it is, this Samaritan woman talking with Jesus, and Jesus breaks the rule. Jesus is a outlaw. He is outside the laws, guys. He is a rule breaker. Jesus breaks the rules. And if we're going to live like him, if we're going to have everything that he says we can have, if we're going to come into the life that he came, lived, died, and rose again for, if we're going to live in that resurrected life, if we're going to have everything that was promised for us, if we're going to live the good life, if we're going to be our possible, then we're going to have to be like Jesus. And we're going to have to begin to break some of these rules, challenge these doggone norms. And we're going to have to, break out the box, man. We're going to have to break out the box. We're going to have to be some outlaws too, outside the law of you're a Samaritan. I'm a Samaritan. You're a Jew. We don't communicate. Where is it happening for you? Where is it in your life that Jesus is trying to break a rule? Where is Jesus trying to be an outlaw on your behalf? Where are you so stuck in what you think you are and what you think that person is, that you continue to cut people off and continue to cut that person off, and you keep praying for the possible, but you keep pushing away the package, the path, or the person that's holding your possible? Ask yourself that question today. Spend some time thinking about it. Guys, I love you. I'm praying for you guys. I'm believing in you guys. Today was a quick one. I pray that you guys got something from it. I had to just kind of speed through it because I got something to get right back to. Sort of a weird day today, kind of started late. But thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you so much for joining live or on the replay. As I always say, guys, your presence is the greatest present that you guys could ever give me. Thank you so much for rocking with me today. I got about 2 minutes. I'm going to see some of these comments. Velda, what's going on with you? I appreciate you so much. Yes, we all need each other. Pause, Velda says. Pause, pray, then proceed. That is a game plan right there. That is such a game plan. Amen. Amen. My man, the captain, the general, what's going on with your boy? He said, tell it. I got to tell it, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for rocking with me and joining this morning. Tammy says, amen and hallelujah. Thank you, Tammy, for rocking with me this morning. Again, guys, I was coming off of another conference, which I'm about to patch back into really quick. Sort of a weird day, but I am so committed to consistency this year. And so if I was able to go live today, I wanted to make sure that I did and show up for you guys. So I pray that you guys got some value from it, but I will be consistent this year. I am committed to consistency, even when I don't feel like it, even when something ain't going my way, blah, blah, blah. If it's within me to do, I'm going to show up, I'm going to serve, and I'm going to build this platform. I'm going to build this community. I'm going to build this thing called the I Am the Possible universe. It is set to serve you guys, and I love you guys with all my heart. So thank you guys for showing up. Tammy says, yes, thank you, brother, for stepping up to take on this weighty subject. Yeah, it is weighty. That's why I said today was just an intro, just to get the ball rolling. But I got some content for you because I am over it. With this dualistic thinking. So yes, you are right on point. It is weighty. Thank you so much. Marlene says, blessings to you as well. My man. Always, fam. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, man. That's my man Harlan right there. Mr. Redmond, Captain General Sergeant, 5-star general, baby. Number 1, 5 stars, baby. 5-star general right there. That's my man. That's another one of my mentors. Right there. Maybe we didn't meet like this. Oh, we're going to meet every third Friday at 2:00 at Starbucks. But I watched this man's life. And this is another, like, he's a real soldier in real life, right? So thank you again for your service on some real levels. This man served in the U.S. military for years and served our country. But I'm talking about a soldier for Christ, a soldier on the social level, a soldier on the justice level. That's my man Hurling right there, Mr. Redmond. So, man, dude, I appreciate your service, man. Thank you so much for rocking with me today, man. We here every Saturday, bro. Every Saturday, normally at 7. Today we did it for 10 because of this conference that I'm a part of. But yeah, man, every Saturday at 7, my time, West Coast time, we are here. And thank you so much, brother, for jumping on, man. Such an encouragement today. Heidi, I'm breaking off with a Muslim prayer, please. All right, cool. No problem. Because I'm breaking off with a Muslim prayers, please. Oh, I see. Okay, breaking off with the Muslim. Yes. Okay, you're asking for prayer. Absolutely. I got you. Yep, putting you on the list. I will once I shut this down, get back to this other conference, shut that conference down. When I come back, I would definitely hit you back up with the comments, and I would definitely be praying for you in that matter. I spent 2 years as a Muslim myself, so have no judgment against that group of individuals. I've learned to love and to appreciate them just as well. But you're asking for prayer, you got it. Absolutely. Hurling says, Jesus, the rule breaker. I'm using that one. Absolutely, man. Outlaw the law, right? Sadducees and Pharisees always, well, the law of Moses said. Jesus was like, yeah, man, but I came to fulfill that thing. So we about to do this. Well, the law says, and Jesus was like, yeah, dude, pump your brakes, homie. I get it, but we about to do this. Jesus is the outlaw, man. Rider, baby, ride or die. Absolutely, baby. Rule breaker, outlaw. Jesus was real. Absolutely. And, I'm just preaching to the choir. You already knew that. Tammy says, me too. Tammy says, where can I find you after March 31st? Well, I'm here. Now, when you because you're joining on Periscope, you want to just type this right there into the Google or on Facebook. I am the possible. Just type that in. But that's where you'll find me. If you go to IAMTHEPOSSIBLE.com, matter of fact, I got that queued up somewhere? I think I had it queued up. Hurling says, I love you, brother. All the way from Princeton. Yes, right. New Jersey. Yes. In the house, New Jersey, in the building. Tammy says, okay, cool. Yes, Tammy. Let me give you this right here. Really, really quick. Right there. There you go. IAMTHEPOSSIBLE.com. go ahead and visit that website, get all the information, all my links and everything. So yeah, I know Periscope is shutting us down. I know. Periscope is sunsetting. So I'll be live on both of my Facebook channels, my page and my regular profile, as well as YouTube after the 31st. So yep, all of my Periscopians. We gotta find new platforms there. So yeah, thank you so much. All right, guys, that is it. Let me go find my outro. That is it, man. That's all I got right now. I want to get back and finish listening to my man Mark Holmes that's on this conference. So want to get back to him, man. So listen, thank you guys so very much for rocking with your brother this week. As always, guys, I'm loving you guys, praying for you guys, believing in you guys. And until next time, remember, you are what's possible. Peace. Wow, knocking over everything. All right, let's try that again. Right, like a retake. Let's try that again. All right, love you guys, praying for you guys, believing in you guys. Until next time, remember, you are what's possible. Peace. I love this live stuff.